After 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 13 seconds, and I had to find a way to turn that off or I was going to go nuts, P-21 came in escorted by a tan security buck. He looked at the crumpled metal and scowled at Rampage. She sat up and pointed at me. Hey, she was the one who felt a sudden need to redecorate, not me. I pointed my hoof at the box. Please, open that. Blackjack, you're acting crazy, he said in a tired voice. I just had a pony explode in front of me, okay? Just open the box. Then I'll be nice and quiet, Mare. Really. I stared at it as he looked at the tan buck for permission. He gestured with the hoof for P-21 to get on with it. He produced his tools from his saddlebags and in 3 seconds popped open the dull metal case. Huh. That's weird. Where's the gem? The tan security pony asked in surprise. And as P-21 backed away, I felt my mane stand straight up along my spine. There, sitting quietly in its unsmashed case, was a silver ring about the size of my hoof, just like in the back room of Silver Star Sporting Supplies. And just like the ring that had been tossed at Lacuna during the battle. The innervation rings weren't just in Hoofington. Suddenly, I had the feeling they were in a whole lot more places than just Hoofington. It can't be generating innervation, Helping Hoof said as he stared at the silver ring on his desk. Innervation is a phenomenon found only in Hoofington. Lifebloom had arranged our release, and now my friends and I gathered in the office. And I'm telling you that that's the ring in the sporting goods store was just like this one, I insisted. Lifebloom had taken my concern seriously, though he looked just as confused as Helping Hoof. And during the battle, some pony had rigged one of these with a spark battery. Due to her prior experience, Lacuna stayed with Rover. I could only imagine what they were spending their time doing. Well, while I'm not sure what this ring does, it's not killing us, P-21 said. Lifebloom rummaged in Helping Hoof's cupboards, came back with a battery and 2 wires, and carefully attached them to the ring. Again, nothing. Now everybody was looking at me like I was a madmare. Blackjack, it's just a coincidence, Glory said softly as she nuzzled me. You didn't see the ring, Glory. It was exactly like this. Same shape and size, I said with a huff, feeling let down. You've been through a lot, Blackjack, P-21 said, trying to comfort me. He was really lousy at it. You're welcome to stay another week, Lifebloom said, and then paused and amended. You will be welcome after I tell every pony that what happened in the cafe wasn't your fault. I scowled as I stepped away and walked over to the gurney the dead mare lay upon. She gave a sigh of frustration. Clearly, me relaxing and calming down was in the script. What about her? I asked as I pointed my hoof at the dead mare. There was a look passed between every pony, and finally, with a reluctant sigh, Helping Hoof trotted to the gurney. Rusty. We confirmed she was in Gutterville before it was destroyed, Helping Hoof said. I was glad he didn't show the body. Whatever happened to her, it was like a grenade went off inside of her, but her major internal organs were all destroyed. It was as if she was torn apart from within before detonation. The 10-pony bucks looked surprised, spooked, but I shared a look with my friends. This wasn't even a bad day in the hoof. Still, there was no missing the concerned looks being traded. Blackjack was now half synthetic. Blackjack had spent 3 days brain dead. Blackjack was attacking strange mares who exploded. These were not signs that Blackjack was okay. I closed my eyes, took a deep breath, and paused briefly to mentally thank whoever had left me the ability to do that. I know I've been a little off since coming back. I mean, the whole drinking thing, and then the test and the fight, but there's something bad going on in Hoofington, and I can't shake the feeling that it's other places too. So we need to get back. I can't spend a week just recovering here. I'll be climbing walls in no time. You might have to, Glory said with a little frown. Captain Thrush nearly burned out her engine getting us here. Oh, wonderful. Wait, where is Thrush? I asked, realizing I hadn't seen her since we arrived. Friendship City, P-21 said. She sort of fell under the same rule as Rampage, Raider activities. And who knew how far away that was? The idea of being stuck here was starting to creep up on me. I hated waiting. I needed to act, to get things done. Otherwise, I was going to start thinking. I thought they called that looting and pillaging, Scotch Tape commented as she fooled around with Helping Hoof's little ear left thingy. The filly had gotten her hooves on a lot of loot and plunder herself. No surprise when you come from a stable where 90% of the property is communal and then go to the wasteland where you owned whatever you found. Aren't you supposed to be in school? Gloria asked. School? I frowned in confusion. Boring Pony thinks I'm a kid, so she enrolled me in some stupid school thing they have here. Glory nodded primly. It's important that every young filly gets a quality education. Education? Scotch Tape snorted. It's boring and stupid. I told them how to strip and rebuild a steam gauge assembly. They were making sand art. Art from colored sand. Her tone left no confusion at all about how she felt regarding that little enterprise. I told them the only sand I ever played with was in a high-pressure nozzle stripping rust and old paint from parts. So, no colored sand cutie mark then? I asked with a smile. Her green glare informed me that rusty parts weren't the only thing she could sandblast. I grinned. We could call you Sandy. Scotch growled and tried to tackle me. She goes from warning about an innovation device to insisting on getting back to Hoofington to teasing a fool about her cutie mark. Lifebloom murmured. The fact that teasing Scotch, who was finding out that biting mechanical legs wasn't very effective, let me think of the other two. The discovery of a silver ring here in Tenpony had panicked me, but now there wasn't much I could do. Why it wasn't causing the eye-bleeding mind screams was beyond me. But if they were in Tenpony, then I knew they had to be somewhere else, too. And the fact that they weren't projecting innovation now didn't mean that they wouldn't start. Getting back to Hoofington, though, was in the short term of a more troublesome problem. As I kept my hoof on Scotch's head, pushing her back as she swung her front hooves wildly at me, I thought of our options. One, going on the seahorse, which was going to be delayed for many days due to the damage. Walking would be even slower. I didn't relish the idea of hoofing it clear across Equestria with a reaper and a purple alicorn anyway. I had no idea how to contact Ditzy to go by air. Maybe? Then that thought was lost as Scotch Tape pulled away and I fell flat on my face. Not because my brain didn't know how to work my legs, but because one of my legs wasn't there. The filly was trotting right away, with my right foreleg in her mouth. How the heck had she taken that thing off? I scrambled back up on my 3 remaining limbs. You bring that back! I yelled as I staggered after her. Come and get it, Queen Stumpy! It may be possible, Lacuna informed me after I was whole once more. I tried to see how she'd taken it off with just a little wrench. The idea of my foreleg was attached by 3 pins and a half-dozen nuts, and some cables was more than a little concerning. We are outside Hoofington's innovation field. We can bring more resources to bear, and in return, you will go to Hippocampic Research and get Chimera for us. I didn't know if it was being outside the city that gave her the goddess talk, or if the hive mind was once more connecting to her. Yeah, I won't trade EC-1101 for it, but I think it's time that I took that project out of Sanguine's hooves, I said, popping a ruby into my mouth. As soon as I closed my jaws, there was a tingle, and the sweet, slightly spicy flavor trickled down my throat as it was liquefied. I washed it down with a sparkle cola. Rubies were spicy. Emeralds tasted like spearmint. Sapphires like peppermint. Amethysts were fruity. Citrines tangy. Aside from your local dragon, who knew? Oh, and rocks tasted like mud.
Thank you,
Lacuna said quietly. I looked at her and thought about what little Pip had said about mind-reading monsters. Can I ask you something? What's it actually like to read a mind? I mean, do you just look at a pony and know everything they know? She looked at me curiously and with a touch of amusement.
Oh no. It is like staring into a pool of water. The most immediate thoughts and activity are on the surface. They flash and flicker before our eyes. This morning your thoughts were all of inebriation. Deeper thoughts are like fish far within the pool. We may see them, but we do not immediately understand their meaning. It takes a great deal of time and effort to extract a memory and understand it, like she had done when I was asleep a few weeks back. I shivered a little.
Sorry, but that's just creepy, Lacuna.
The purple alicorn smiled sadly. We are quite used to that sentiment, Blackjack. Is it because of that there are so few capable and willing to help us freely? I sat sucking on the ruby for a while. Is this coming from the goddess or Lacuna?
Yes, she replied with a small smile.
We wish only what is best for Equestria. We understand that few others can accept this. Equestria is as it is, and it is foolish to deny it. Talk and dreams of fixing and restoring Equestria to as it was before the war are a waste of time.
So, I replied with a smile, if you break it down, anything that's not putting food in your stomach or breeding is a waste of time. Reading books, doing magic, fixing things. If we only did things that mattered to our survival, it would be a really boring world. I reached out with my fingers, grabbed an opal, and tossed it into my mouth.
Milky.
Let me ask you this. Say the world were fixed. Could you, all of you, exist in it?
Of course. We can adapt to any environmental condition. The purple alicorn said primly. But we thrive in a world that is rich in ambient arcane magic, a.k.a. the radiation that killed any pony not a ghoul or alicorn.
So you're saying that, even with wings and a horn, and the intellect and souls of who knows how many ponies, you still have the deck stacked in your favor.
Ponies who join in unity will survive forever in us, she insisted. Personally, I was a little skeptical in forever.
No doubt, but why not coexist?
There was a long pause after that. Have you heard of something called the Gardens of Equestria? She asked politely. I felt a cold frisson run down my spine and prayed that my mane wasn't standing on end. I looked Lacuna and the goddess in the eye and hoped that she wasn't reading my mind right now as I lied into my teeth.
Gardens of... what?